Master Sergeant Daniels always told our class that uh you Master Sergeant Daniels always told me that you need to watch your diet, and that's not in the literal food sense, but also in the metaphorical sense. What you watch, what you consume, what you indulge yourself with, what you do in your free time. Alexa, be quiet. So I was on TikTok, right, and I kind of want I just had this epiphany, and I didn't want to lose it, but I think I did. But Fletcher said in Whiplash, no, Neiman was like, "What if you push a Charlie Parker too hard, and you discourage the next Charlie Parker?" And Fletcher said, "The next Charlie Parker wouldn't be discouraged." And maybe I'm just an optimist. Maybe I just don't have enough life experience yet. But I kind of adopted this sentiment over my lifetime that, like, first off, there's just so many things you could do with your life. And choosing one thing is just so weird, you know? Like, people do careers for 50 plus years. People do this one thing and they're really good at it. They're really passionate about it. I understand that, but there's just so many different things that have potential in lacrosse, piano, um, just things I did throughout high school, debate, public speaking, talking to people. Um, Even though my social skills aren't necessarily the best, I can say that I see myself with potential in these fields, and there's been a lot of turbulent times going through all of these things. They didn't come easy. They'll struggle through it, but I went through the struggle. What I'm trying to say is there's, at least for me, there's a lot of points that you could be discouraged at, a lot of points where I was discouraged, and that quote just kind of hit me. You know, there was times in JRTC I was stressing. You know, you know what I mean. Um, but you go through it. There's times where uh, I got yelled at by my instructor majorly twice, um, in one day because I was just messing up a huge event that well, I had two hiccups in a huge event that he hosted. And I mean, some people get discouraged, but I didn't. I as After I got yelled at for basically trolling the school's elo because we were doing it for a trophy, it was my time to perform, and I performed and I got first place in the event. um I made one mistake because we had to switch up the practice. What we were practicing wasn't what we had to perform. We had to perform on a different side. um than we were practicing in for uh drill and ceremony. It was a drill meet. And yeah, it's just that the next Charlie Parker wouldn't be discouraged. Is just an interesting sentiment, because here's the thing, it doesn't just relate to Charlie Parker. It's not just music, you know? There's just so many things that the general mindset that I have is everything happens for a reason, unless something just doesn't make sense to me that I can't wrap my head around. but most of the time I could finagle it. I could rationalize. I can have myself rationalize why something's happening, and I try not to get discouraged. It's kind of a mindset that I have, that discouragement isn't an option, if that makes sense. What I'm trying to say is, anyone, no, no, not anyone. It resonated with me. I'm trying to say that I could be the next Charlie Parker, just like how Neiman could be the next Charlie Parker. There's just so many parallels between Whiplash and my own life, with the exception of the abusive instructor. Thankfully, I didn't go through that, and hopefully, I'm not gonna go through that yet. But even through trials and tribulations, even through the stressful days of uh, not wanting to do something but doing it anyway, stressful days of dodging a something and then realizing that it's gonna have to get done at the end of the day, and I'm gonna have to be the one to do it. The 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 days of just not wanting to, giving up and then coming back. That's it's it feels like I'm going through Sisyphus's dilemma, but at the end of the day, I made it up the hill with the boulder. It feels like I'm going up and down, and then I make it up the hill. The point is, the point is, I believe that I have the mental fortitude in order to be the next Charlie Parker. I'm not sure. I don't truly believe that, but I like to think it, all right? It's it's weird. I don't know how to describe it. But I think I think I'm capable of doing it, and now it's just time to do it. I think I'm capable of greatness. I think I'm capable of greatness. I believe I'm capable of greatness. I know I'm capable of greatness. But now I just have to prove it to myself. I have to prove to myself that I am capable of greatness. And I have to make active steps to go to be capable of greatness. And it's weird, because I can imagine myself right now at the age of 18. I can imagine myself in 10, 15, 20 years looking back on this video and being like, I knew I was capable of greatness, and I got there, and I'm here. And when I'm there, I just want to thank. It's weird saying this, because I'm just gonna talk about the influences. I don't want to thank anybody. These are people. I don't want to say thank, because it's weird. Thanking people is just like the end all be all. Thank you and have the good rest of your life. No, these people had a bigger influence on my life than people can imagine. First off, Lieutenant Colonel Brown. Um, I still need to write your letter, but he was just he. Master Sergeant Daniels gave like lessons on my one-on-one talks with him, but Lieutenant Colonel Brown really put the nail in the coffin on who I need to be as a person. Mr. Davis pulled me aside and said, "You're the one of the brightest people I've ever taught, but you need to get your stuff together. And Mr. Davis in my yearbook wrote down that I better be great. I better succeed. I better be successful. All three of those people fostered hope within me. Not even hope, just the mentality that I can be greatness. I will be. I need to prove to myself that I am greatness. And I've never said that to myself ever, I don't think. And it's weird. And stuck for the law. I don't want to be in the position in which I have to say, um, I don't want to be in the position of, I don't want to be in the position of, oh, I said all this when I was 18. I was head over heels. I don't know what I was talking about because I wasn't successful. That's an excuse. I can be successful. I have the steps of being successful. I know what it is to be unsuccessful. I know what you have to go through to be successful. It's gonna sound corny, it's gonna sound weird, it's gonna sound cringe when I say this to you. But today I went 20 minutes on the Stairmaster and then I stopped. And I went 5 minutes on the Stairmaster and then I stopped. I was drenched in sweat. All right. I was on the Stairmaster waiting for my friend. Little did I know, my friend DM'd me 10 minutes before I even entered the gym saying I'm not going to make it. I was on the Stairmaster waiting for him to come, and he didn't come, alright? And then, well, he notified me that he wasn't going to come before I even stepped foot inside of the gym, and I didn't view it, alright? It was torture. It was pain. I didn't think I was going to be able to do 20 minutes, okay? And the hardest part was the patience at the end. The beginning, all right? The beginning, it was okay. The middle burned, but the hardest part was having patience at the end of the Stairmaster and then doing 5 minutes more. But after I did that, I felt like I was on top of the world, you know? And then after that, I went to go home, take a shower, went with my friends. We went to Buffalo Wild Wings. I just did 20 minutes on the Stairmaster. Who is going to stop me from eating the hottest wings at Buffalo Wild Wings? I ate those exactly one time and I remember myself dying. I had multiple ice cubes on the counter. I had 3 ice cubes in my mouth. It was terrible. I couldn't sleep. My throat was burning, my mouth was burning, my lips were burning. It was terrible. But I did 20 minutes on the Stairmaster. The shirt that I had on was called Controlled Insanity Forged in Failure. I had a shirt that said, uh, ins- what was it? Controlled Insanity Forged in Failure. I was. I knew what could do. I knew what I was capable of. I knew what my brain could go through because of that 20 minutes on the Stairmaster. Do you understand? I've been to the gym before. I know what it is to push my limits, and I know how to keep my emotions or the pain that I'm going through under wraps to achieve the goal that I want to achieve. So what did I do? The homies and us were around the table. There were 7 wings on the table. One of them said I'm not eating anything. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of them ate 4 wings, and I ate 3. I was popping my mouth. Was my mouth hurting? Obviously. Well, did I stop laughing after a certain point? Yes, I did. But guess what? I wasn't like I wasn't going too crazy because I know what my brain could go through. I know what type of torture I could go through. I know what I could endure. I know what I could push forward. I'm pushing myself past the limits that I didn't even know I could push myself past. And when I got that second round of hot wings, guess what happened? It was bone in, so it actually hurt a lot more. All right, things were things were ramping up, mind you. In both part of the wings, I felt those points where I was feeling lightheaded. I might pass out, maybe. All right, but what did I do? I'm gonna tell you what I did. I ate those wings and I walked out of that Buffalo Wild Wings. Mind you, I left one bone-in wing and I still have one boneless wing from one of my friends that, what did he do? Like, take a bite out of it or something? But yeah, um, yeah. Like, I legitimately think that if I could go through Buffalo Wild Wings, right? And mind you, I paid the repercussions for those spicy wings not 30 minutes ago, right? If I could go through Buffalo Wild Wings, if I could go through. Hold on, he's DMing me about the Buffalo Wild Wings. Told you, gang, you said you're gonna be crapping bricks. Alright. If I could go through Buffalo Wild Wings, if I could go through 20 minutes on the Stairmaster after not being in the gym for a year, if I could go uh through achieving a decent physique that I'm happy with, I'm sure I don't need to work out as avidly because I achieved a decent physique. But if I could go through all of those trials and tribulations, if I could go through not being able to complete the pacer test all the way, if I could go to only hitting 50 push-ups in a minute to hitting 80 push-ups in 1 minute for JRTC, if I could go from running a 9:30 mile to a 7:40 something mile, if I could go through all of that, what's stopping me from being one of the greatest? What is stopping me from being the greats at what I do? Mr. I'm going to get the yearbook from Mr. Davis right now. I'm going to read you a direct quote. All right. So, okay. So here's the thing, right? I didn't want to read any of the other quotes. Okay, there it is. I didn't want to read any of the other quotes until later, but I think I got my yearbook signed by all the people that are going to sign it. So I'm going to go through all my yearbook quotes, but I'm going to talk about Mr. Davis's one before I do that, just so I could get my conscience clear of it. Baylor, you better be... Baylor, 3 exclamation points. You better be the best Air Force soldier ever. You're one of the brightest students I've ever had. However, the one who saved... Yeah, the one who saved me something. I think that says headaches. Saved me the most headaches. Yet I know you will be successful and achieve great accomplishments. Stay disciplined, always evolved. I'm rooting for you. Here's the thing with Mr. Davis, right? He was my database administrations teacher for what was I'm thinking right now. For 3 years. 3 years? Yes, 3 years. We were in the Oracle Applications Database course for 3 years, and I didn't show up to his class majority of senior year. And damn. Wait, is my signature on both sides? Am I tweaking? That'd be kind of funny. No, okay, I'm tweaking. Anyway, Mr. Davis, database administration's teacher for 3 years. I didn't show up to his class for majority of senior year. I was one of the only kids that didn't get a certification in his course, but he still we Alexa, be quiet. Alexa, be quiet. Here's the thing. Mr. Davis was just one of those teachers that he could see the BS right through me. Like I'd be like, brah brah brah. He'd see that BS and he's like, you're BSing me right now. You know, you're giving me that BS look. That I didn't know. You're giving me that stupid look. That you know, you know what I mean. And I'm like, yo, I have to be like Mr. Davis. I could legit walk up to him and be completely honest with him about. He's one of those teachers like you just have to be honest with him. You know what I mean? You could walk up to him, you be completely brutally honest. Like Mr. Davis, I literally walked up, Mr. Davis, I'm not disciplined enough to come to your first period class. He's like, okay, get my work done. Like at a minimum, get my work done. Alexa, room light off. Alexa, room light off. Alexa, room light off. But Mr. Davis was just a. He's. It's weird to say, you know, like he'd say stuff that like invigorates something in your soul, but at the same time, he'd usually say it in a condescending way. He'd be like, guys, this is the game plan for your life right here. This is what you need to do to successfully learn. First, you need to establish this, then establish that. I have the whole diagram in my other phone on what Mr. Davis was on about. And he gave us that diagram after people weren't doing his work. You know what I mean? Like, after people, he was showing that, oh, the senior class is undisciplined, we're not doing his work, X, Y, and Z. He gave us that whole diagram on how to be a successful learner, successful CEO, successful everything. Basically, it was a blueprint on how to be good at something, be successful at something, the levels of understanding you need to have in order to go up the ladder, in order to go from employee to manager to CEO to X to Y to Z. He has all this wisdom, and he sees something in me that I didn't see in myself. I don't think I didn't see. I don't think I saw it in myself until now. Master Sergeant Daniels. I started off as a freshman in the what was it? Well, it was either third or second element. How do we count the elements? Element one, okay. Second element. Was it the second element? It was. I was in the second element of the JRTC class. Sir, element 2. Yeah, element 2, all present, and count of 4. I saw in the back of the class, second element. I maybe spoke once. Master Sergeant Daniels was like, or I was just talking, blah, 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 blah. Because my freshman year of JRTC, I just wanted to soak in as much information as possible and just like try to learn about the program more, just like a quiet sponge. That wasn't gonna work out. Master Sergeant Daniels was like, "Hey, you're a smart guy, but I got a bone to pick with you." No, he was like, "I got a problem with you." I'm like, boy, oh boy, this tall, menacing man in a black or Air Force mask has a problem with me. I'm somewhat threatened. I'm a little scared. Alright, he was like, you have you have a mind. You got a brain on you. Not a direct quote. But you don't talk in the class. I need you to talk more in the class. And the thing that I learned, because in class of 25, we had COVID started 7th grade. We got out of school in 7th grade, and all of 8th grade was virtual, and then we eventually went into hybrid during the latter half of the school year. So I knew, like, I had a reflection on my 6th and 7th grade years, and I was like, yo, I don't know what type of timing I was on, but I need to tone it down because you know what I mean. I talk in a certain way. Some things I say are just like retarded, but it's supposed to be jokes. People are supposed to laugh, but I realize that the people I'm making laugh just don't mess with me, considering that I got moved out of I got moved out of my honors class my 8th grade year, and the people that were in my honor that were still in the honors class 8th grade year just didn't talk to me during COVID, and I was like, yo, that's kind of a wake up call. So I just decided I'm not gonna talk a lot. I want to just like focus on myself type and just try to like gain this maturity because I believe that like maturity was like talking less and just like understanding more. But maturity is more like only just talking when the occasion arises for it, not necessarily talking for no reason. And man, I love talking for no reason. I'm not gonna lie. I still do it to this day, but I do it in a more tasteful way rather than I did 7th grade. Man, 7th grade we were blasting Soviet Union songs and what was it? What else? Oh my god. Oh, I would have hated being a teacher when I went through school, bro. We had the USSR anthem, um, maybe like a Vine boom or something like that. Just like spammable things. Like we were like, oh my god, communism funny. God, I'm old. I'm reminiscing about middle school. I just graduated high school, but yeah, I was kind of trying to enclose myself. I was trying to make myself a bit more introverted. I had a twisted view of what maturity was, and he was like, "You need to talk more. Like your opinion is valued here, so get to talking." Once again, he saw something in me, even throughout the other 2 year for the next 2 years, because he left from us. Wasn't here senior year, so for the next 2 years, freshman year, of course, sophomore and junior year, he just still say, um, but my nose is itchy, bro. Oh my lord. Um, he just say, Yoda, we love you in the Air Force. You know what I mean? He saw this thing inside of me that I couldn't see inside of myself, and I think I see it now. Lieutenant Colonel Brown. Now, the thing was, I had a suspicion. I had a feeling that like, cause here's the thing, right? There were kind of two personas in JRTC for a while, for at least 3 years. Bless me. There were two personas in JRTC for 2 years. It was kind of like a good cop, bad cop thing, right? It was Master Sergeant Daniels and Lieutenant Colonel Brown. Master Sergeant Daniels was a lot more of a personable person. He'd talk about people. He used to be a recruiter, so he just talk to people. He gave everybody nicknames or most people nicknames in the Corps. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure the nicknames just helped him like memorize names better. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, he gave everyone nicknames. He talked to people. Lieutenant Colonel Brown, he was more doing administrative work on the computer, but he'd never not be out in the field with us. You know what I mean? Especially if you have like a team building exercise, he'd always be there. Unless he physically says like I'm not gonna be outside, I have administrative work to do. But usually he like gets a little bit of work done and then like spends some time with us. But here's the thing, right? Whenever you're interacting with Lieutenant Colonel Brown, you're always doing something that you're doing something related to your JRTC job. No, you're not getting paid. It's a leadership opportunity. you're doing something related to your JRTC job, so there's like a fear around him of, oh, Colonel's here. He's about us. He's about to say, yo, you know what I'm like. He's about to say, like, if you need to talk to Lieutenant Colonel Brown, it's probably something bad, or it's a new event that you need to plan, which means new stress that you're gonna have. And I never got. Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 7:16
That's
a.m.
my alarm for my other phone. Hold on. Change the setting. But whenever you were talking to Lieutenant Colonel Brown, it was always just a you're usually talking to him because of a job, and people were scared of him because of that. But I didn't really get the hype. To be fair, I kind of joined my job cycle like a little late. Um, so there's 4 AS years in JRTC, one for each year that you're in. So you could be a senior, that's the AS1 because you only been in the program for 1 year. So you could volunteer for jobs in your second year, and you have to mandatorily have a job your third and fourth year. I didn't volunteer for a job my sophomore year, nor did I do it my freshman year because I knew some freshmen that were now AS4s that got a job their freshman year because of their dedication to the Corps, or just because they saw potential in those people being leaders in the future. So I got my AS3 and 4 year. Um, so I never really got to interact with him on that type of level, but especially when Master Sergeant Daniels left my senior year, we had a lot more interaction with Lieutenant Colonel Brown, and Lieutenant Colonel Brown would take these stances that Master Sergeant Daniels would usually take. For example, I was late to class, decent amount of times, and Lieutenant Colonel Brown just pulled me aside. He was like, this is usually something Master Sergeant Daniels would do, but he pulled me aside. He's like, "Yo, what's going on? Talk to him, talk to him, talk to him." And he's giving me life advice. He's like, "Yo, you know what I mean? You got to get your stuff together. You got to you got to ensure that even if you don't see value in it right now, you have to like still do stuff. For example, um, you might be doing a job that you hate, or yeah, even if you don't like what you're doing right now, you got to do it. You got to get the job done. You might do a job that you hate, but if you have family to feed, you better do that job. You can't have this mentality, if I don't want to do it, I'm not going to do it, because if you don't want to do it and you're not going to do it, you're not going to have food on the family, and you're going to be known as a bummy husband. You know what I mean? Just like lessons like that. And I actually need to read his note. I still didn't read that yearbook note yet, but once again, like, I maybe this is just my ego speaking, but I had a feeling he knew my potential. I knew I saw like how angry he was, not just on a monetary point of view of me not going to COLP, but also like a leadership point of view. He saw that like the Corps could have been better if I went to COLP the previous year, which I didn't. Um, I didn't go to COLP that year, which is Cadet Officer Leadership Program. So basically like a 3 day summer camp for JRTC, and I wasn't able to go, and I saw like his frustration with that. And I don't think it was just because he was losing money, even though his speech was literally because he was losing money, and that I wasted like $200 of his. But I think he saw like untapped potential in like me, and he was frustrated that that potential couldn't be like let out and like used for the Corps sooner. And I also think that once again, this might be my ego talking. I think that he had cards. Like he was like, "Yo, I bet Cadet Baylor is going to be a decent cadet," and I think that's why I got my job. And yeah, I think that's why I got my job my junior year, being Esprit du Corps commander, which was basically planning morale nights. I was supposed to be doing other things, but I didn't really care. Planning morale nights, which is my first event planning stuff that I was able to do, and it was an interesting experience. Event planning, there's a lot of details that go into it, um, but yeah, it, once again, he saw potential that I didn't see um, when I was, you know, doing my thing. these people are all seeing like potential that I personally don't didn't see um in myself. And it's that I see, that I'm starting to see now. The more I go on about this, the more I want to just pause, stop the video, and then go back. But we're gonna do this all in like one-ish take. I might pause the video a couple times, but I'm using an iPhone. I really don't want to like cinch the videos together in CapCut or anything. So yeah, um, all these people are seeing potential in me, and it's about damn time I see potential in myself. There's so many things to do, so many paths to go down. Um, just see, throw stuff at the wall and see what, throw gabagoo at the wall and see what sticks. You know what I mean? There's just so many things to do. And if I don't do it, I said this in my becoming 18 video on the Bard face. If I don't do it, I'm 18. Ball is in my court. Anything that doesn't get done is my fault completely. I mean, I even have a job now, bro. Like anything that I want done and doesn't get done is literally on me at this point. If whether it be joining the Air Force, whether it be joining the Marines, whether it be joining a trade school, whether it be going to community college and going to a big college, whether it be wanting to do calisthenics where I could do a one arm muscle up and then I make it into a handstand on the bar, whether it be being able to do 100 one arm push ups. It could be anything, man. And I could do anything. I could be anything. That's the crazy part. It seems overwhelming. It was really overwhelming when I first started, but well, when I first started, it was really overwhelming junior year. You know what I mean? Do I want to go to college? Do I want to do X? Do I want to do Y? Do I want to do Z? And I just decided that I'm going to go with one path, and I'm gonna run it. But I always have, I don't want to say escape routes. I want to say lore building opportunities. You know what I mean? If you have a plan B, plan A will never work. I don't know who the hell said that, but it's just how it is. Like, if you have an escape plan, you're not going to thug it out when things get hard. You know what I mean? If you say you're going to do 12 reps and then you get tired midway, if you have a spotting partner, which is, yeah, if you have a spotting partner, he's going to tell you to do those 12 reps. If you're by yourself, free sparring partner. If your mind is tough, you're going to say you're going to do these 12 reps. But when things get tough on the fifth rep, you might tell yourself, "Oh, I'm only going to do 8 reps." That's your plan B. But if you never began, if you never had the mindset of having a plan B in the first place, you're going to go through those 12 reps kimping, struggling, crying, potentially resting, making ugly faces. But when you do those 12 reps, boy oh boy, are you going to feel great about yourself. It's weird. I never thought I was going to make a video that's 40 minutes long, me just talking about myself. But this TikTok really has me inspired. Once again, it just, like, my brain just got like a dopamine hit. As soon as I thought about the name, I could be a Charlie Parker. I could be a Neiman. Well, without the killing himself or getting addicted to drugs or whatever. I could be one of the greats. I could be an Einstein. I could be a damn, who's objectively good? No, didn't Einstein cheat on his wife? Oh, Lord have mercy. I could be one of the people remembered in the history books. Alright, we're going to ignore all the bad these people did. Alright. Or may have allegedly done. I'm just going to list off names. I could be Christopher Columbus. I could be a Aristotle. I could be a Friedrich Nietzsche. I could be a. Give me one more. Damn, what? Who? Give me some Greek philosopher names, please, Grain. What's that other guy? I think his name starts with a P, but he's really famous. The famous Greek philosopher guy. Man, I could be a Obama. I could be a Elon Musk. I could be a Donald Trump. I could be a Rockefeller. I could be anything in the goddamn world, bro. I could be on that success. I could be one of the greats. I could be remembered in for all of time. Damn, that sounds egotistical. I could be Kanye, no anti-Semitism. I could be uh uh Donda and everything before that Kanye. I could be I could be Kurt Cobain. I could be Jay Z. I could be Michael Jackson, Prince, the king of pop, Michael Jackson, the light skinned king of pop, Drake. Sorry, I had to lick my lips because it was looking ashy from the glare, but yeah, I was really ugly. Um, I could be great. I don't know why I was about to give up on that statement, so I'm gonna say it anyway. I need to surround myself with people that could also have potential to be great. And here's the thing with surrounding yourself with those type of people that people don't talk about. You feel normal, and it has to be an ego thing on my part. You feel normal, and I don't like it. I don't. I like feeling normal. I like being like in a community, but at the same time, it depends on what type of people you're around. If people like have in their head that they're spectacular and they just have better moves than you do, it just you feel worse about yourself. And then when you're with these other type of people that may not have much going on with their life, that's ready to accept the circumstances of their life, that's ready to work until they die, you feel better, but they're bringing you down. So when you're with these brilliant people, you feel down, but they're making you better. If you pick up on what they're trying to put down, it's all a paradox. Like I'm not crazy. Like okay, let me not say I'm not crazy, but like I know this is truth. I know this is factual. They never tell you the part of surrounding yourself with good people is hard because your ego can't take it. You know, and like, sometimes surrounding yourself with good people doesn't mean surrounding yourself with the right people. There could be really good people that are homeless. wait, wait. In that instance, there's always something to learn from people. That's a lesson that I love to say. There's always something to learn from somebody, and I mean from even from homeless people, you can learn patience, virtues, things of that nature. What I'm trying to say is, if your goal is to become one of the greats, you're not going to you're not going to you sh- you shouldn't be making associates with people that never used their potential in the first place or never thought that they had potential so never used it. Notice how I didn't say hang around with homeless people. I could almost guarantee you there are thousands of homeless people that had potential, and just was unable to use it for whatever reason, or just played their cards wrong. But there's always lessons to learn from those people too. You also need to find them. I mean, that's what networking is, right? Just finding the right people for what you need done. if that makes sense. But it's just untapped potential is so interesting. It's so weird. It's so freaky, you know? When people until just now when I heard that until bro, when people said that I believe in you, you have you're gonna do things in life. You're gonna do big things. I thought it was just a blanket compliment that they just really meant to say good job. The people that I'm talking to sincerely mean that you could do great things if you wanted to. But it's not if you want to, it's if you're willing to dedicate yourself to do. You could want a lot of things, but you could want to reach over the stove to get that pot, but if the burner in front is on fire and you can't turn it off, and the second it gets hot you take your hand back, you're not going to get that pot. You're going to want it. And I'm only saying this because I haven't wanted it for so long. I haven't wanted it for so long. I don't remember the last time I genuinely wanted it. Not something. I wanted it. You know what I mean? There, like, and when I wanted it, it was I was disappointed with what I with something. You know, the last time I wanted it, genuinely, was early in the school year. Maybe what was when was North Stafford? November at a drill meet in Virginia. I wanted it. I wanted the trophy. I don't know what North Stafford did to me. I lost. I lost. That's what happened. We lost that drill meet. We only got one trophy. One first place trophy. Usually we go to competitions in JRTC. We clearing them out in our local county. We go outside the county into Virginia, whole different ball game. But then we adapt and we overcome. We learn to march slower so we could all be coordinated in our steps. We learn all these things. We learned that from there, but I don't know what happened. The competition, it was Raiders competition, another drill meet, two Raiders competitions, another drill meet. The Raiders competitions were cluster ducks, bro, duster clucks. All right. Um, just we won first place, but boy, was the tensions high. People were disappointed in themselves. They could have done better. I feel like I did my darn best to do things, and then it was just scuffled by teammates, you know? And what was it? What was it? Today, well, technically yesterday. Yesterday I went to the gym. I still didn't go to sleep. Yesterday I went to the gym, and then at the gym, I met one of my friends. He's in JRTC right now. He's still a what is it, junior now? He's I put him through a workout. He was like, Raiders can never never made me feel like this. Raiders practice never made me feel like this. I'm like, if I was coordinating Raiders practice, first off, I couldn't do it with this amount of people. I'd have legit like maybe 1-on-3 training with y'all, because I just can't like work out a great group of people, especially not in the weight room that we have at the school. But like Raiders competitions or subpar performances, in my opinion, even though we won first. But that's because our county sucks. We're the best in the county, which isn't really much to say because that's why we went out of state in order to just get a taste. You know what I mean? Um, the drill meet, we were going against a school. I knew I had. We were going against one school in particular. Um, I'll name drop Baltimore Polytech. You know, I'm a very petty guy. We were going against Baltimore Polytech, and we that was our biggest competition. But because we adapted the way we march slower, so our footsteps look more in sync and purpose. You know what I mean? Our cadence was real slow, just like how the Marines were back in North Stafford. We slowed down our cadence a lot, just so we could look more clean, more purposeful in our steps. The principles, the fundamentals, we were going over all that. How far your arms have to extend, even though we were still messing that up in the competition. But I only had like what 2 months to do it. If I had 4 months, it would have been nicer. We would have gotten a lot further. But yeah, we won that. I mean, I knew we won because I did my. I knew I won my circuit, which was what was it? Varsity 44 step. It was 44 steps in the drill sequence. Can't get out of bounds. Can't miss a step. Cadence counts. People can't be out of step. Takes points off the flight, etc., etc. Reporting in statement. I messed up on that because I don't even know what I was doing. I said, man, blow up Duval High School, Air Force. Oh, shoot. I'm supposed to say Unit MD 791. Ma'am, Duval High School, Unit MD 791. Damn, I just name dropped my school. I don't even care. Anyway, um, yo, I knew we had that in the bag. You know what I mean? I was excited, but I was a little scared because of Baltimore Polytech. But as soon as I saw them perform after my performance, I was like, yeah, we have this in the bag. They missed 2 steps. I didn't miss any. And their marching looks like our marching before we learn how to march after North Stafford. Um, but other than that, like, I didn't really have a drive. Mind you, hear me out. I was an armed drill commander for 2 years in a row. I was my second year in a row unarmed drill commander. I was Raiders, what, co-commander? I don't even know. I was co-commander for 2 years. It was weird. Um, Raiders quote unquote auxiliary commander for 2 years. Right. It was interesting. Raiders auxiliary member, auxiliary commander for 2 years. You know, I mean, I've played these games before. Wait, did I do myself? No, I did it for 2 years, right? Junior. No, I did it for 3 years. I was in Raiders for 3 years, but I was auxiliary commander for 2 years. But the drive, you just like when you expect something, you just don't have the you also have the. I don't have anything to drive for. When you graduate high school, you better make goals. God damn it, stuck for the law. You better make goals. You better have goals in life. All right, when you graduate high school, because if not, life will chip at you. You need a goal to achieve. All right, school had that. School had quarterly goals. Your progress report cards, quarterly goals for you to pursue. Real life ain't had that. You know what I mean? The best you can do is the best you can do without setting your own goals is maybe doing overtime to seeing how many hours you could rack up to get money. All right. You need goals. That's why hey, this is my last year officially technically in high school. Um so I'm on that Planet Fitness free thing. That gave me a goal to achieve. I want to get shredded. I want to get muscular. I want to get shack at 160. Hopefully I can cut down to 145, but at 160, um, I want to get nice in the gym. All right. Uh, what else, man? I don't even know. what was I talking about? JRTC. Um, Give me a second. You need a goal in life. You need a goal in life. You need a goal in life, or life is going to beat you up. Now, how does that tie in to my secondary thought, my primary thought of untapped potential? I don't even know where I was going with it, but I can't rewind the clip, so I'm gonna make something up on the spot. Untapped potential and making goals. Untapped potential and making goals. I thought of a bridge while I was speaking, but I forgot it. Untapped potential and making goals. How are you going to know what you want to do if you don't know what you want to do? You just have to send something, bro. You have to first off, finding a goal that you want to do is going to help you 100%. That's what got me out. Let me tell you what got me out. I think this is my original point. This is what got me out. This is what made me have this realization, even though I just went to the gym yesterday. This is what made me have this realization that I have potential. Goals. You need to find a goal. You need to find something that you know. All right, let me tell you. Going to the gym felt so good after a while. Even though I was working out with somebody that doesn't usually work out, I don't care. All right, because first off, camaraderie. All right, he a homie. Second off, what else? What is second? Goals. I get back in the gym. It's a sense of normalcy, if you will. Gym, work. All right. Well, this is my first job. I'm not gonna lie. I had this job for like a month, but like gym, work. You know what I mean? Um, Gym work. It's gym work right now. You know what I mean? And just being able to get into the gym just got me in the right mindset. It if I'm 90% sure if I didn't go to the gym yesterday and today I saw that TikTok video, I wouldn't think of anything of it. But because I went to the gym, it all ties back to the gym. Because I went to the gym, because I went up to the gym and went on the stairmaster, because I went on the stairmaster and then helped out a friend, because I helped out a friend and then did my own lifts, and because I did my own lifts, because I broke that mental barrier. I don't know what it was. Because I defeated that mental fog that was covering my eyes. I can see. I can just see further. I could see the potentials. Damn, I sound like a crackhead. I can see. It's like you have foggy vision, you can't see far, and then you get LASIK. I feel like I just got LASIK. I feel like I'm on top of the world. I'm not sure if this is just testosterone pumping through my veins after not working out for like 2 months or whatever, but I just see potential untapped that people were talking about. You could be anything. You could do anything. And I want to be something. Like what Neiman said. Everything goes back to Whiplash. My diet. All right? I watched that movie 2 times. Once by myself and once in a classroom on the last days of school for junior year. Watched Whiplash 2 times. Neiman, he cooked. All right, I don't want to be nobody. When he said I'd rather die famous in my 30s than be unknown in my 60s, 90s, and he sounded insane. He sounded crazy. But I understand the mindset. I understand it. I understand what he's trying to say. Why do I understand it? Because low key, this is gonna sound cringy. He's me for real. We're literally the same human. We're literally the same human. I'm not quite as mentally ill as he is, but I'd rather pass in a blaze of glory. All right. There's this video I watched. It was like a men's obsession with The Last Stand, and it's giving me those type of vibes. But I'd rather die in with with I'd rather die with a okay, I was about to like make a Scarface reference, but I don't know what gun he used. What was it, like an M4A1? I don't know. With a little grenade. I'd rather die with doing a Scarface than pulling an old person. That's what I like to say to the crowd. I'd rather die pulling a Scarface than doing an old person. I mean, pulling an old person. Well, probably doing an old person too. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yes, that is my conclusion. No, it's not my conclusion, but that's my conclusion of my thought for that thought. But Neiman's just like, once again, as I said in, I'm pretty sure the beginning of this video, I'm never watching this 1 hour video of myself speak ever again, by the way. I don't know why I'm still recording. But I need to post my thoughts somewhere. I might post this on YouTube, maybe. But it's just it's like a vat. All right, it's like a vat. It's like a water bottle. Okay, I'm just gonna say water bottle because there's a water bottle conveniently next to me. It's like this water bottle. You see how it's on the tippity top? See how the water's on the tippity top? It's all the potential I have. This is everything I have. All right. Now hear me out. I'd rather die when my potential's right here than die when my potential's right here. Hear me out. This is gonna sound really, really messed up. I'd rather pass away on a Kurt Cobain than die stuck for the law right now, a Kanye West. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to wish death upon him or anything, but like, okay, to be fair, he did apologize, but like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, I'd rather go when I'm at my peak than when I'm at my lowest. And I can understand Neiman's thought process when he says that, you know? But here's the thing. Whether you die when you're at your peak or at your lowest, you still completed your rising action. Yeah, I paid attention in 10th grade English. This is 8th grade, I'm not gonna lie. There was still a rising action. You still had a build, and you still climaxed. No Diddy. Alright? There was still a rising action. There was a climax. Alright? That's a sweet spot right there. I've been talking for 1 hour. Oh, let me wipe my nose. Like, I'd confidently say that Whiplash is one of my favorite movies. And that was before I even watched this TikTok clip. All of this rant started with a TikTok clip. Alright? This whole thing started with a TikTok clip. All of this started with a TikTok clip. I even beforehand, Whiplash is still would still be my favorite movie. Even before I watch a TikTok clip, Whiplash was a damn good movie. All right, the I can't relate to any of the trials and tribulations that he went through. You know what I mean? I can't I literally can't car crash. Oh no. I better run to my thing. Like maybe the closest I've gotten is I don't know. No, I've never had to cancel. It was never for work. It's for family, and I think that's different. Cuz Neiman was able to undermine relationships with friends, families, and a significant other because of his purpose, because of his work that he wanted to work on. And I never had to make that. I didn't have to make that sacrifice yet. I can't relate to some of the struggles that he's been through. But damn, has he been through struggles? I'm yapping right now. I'm gonna collect my thoughts and make a summary. So you gotta see the potential. You you don't have to see it. You just have to remember. You don't have to see it. You just have to remember. Remember the people. Remember the times that people say you got something special about you. You know, that's all you got to do. And once you realize in yourself that maybe these people are right, then after that, it is your time to prove them correct. It's your time to go on that self realization journey. It's your time to turn into that special person. It's your time to become a Charlie Parker and be one of the greats. Everyone has untapped potential, in my opinion. Every single person. But you may not be using it right now. Diversify your interests. Try something. Try something to the point where you could confidently say, yeah, I tried it. I was decent at it. But damn, I don't like it. And then try something else. Everyone's good at something. You could have the best genetics in the world for bodybuilding, but if you're 500 pounds and you're 5'4", you are not going to see it at all. Try something different. Try something new. Live life. Stay blessed. Alhamdulillah. Thank God. And if you watch to the end, bro, I appreciate you. I doubt anybody will, especially with the amount of sniffles I have. I am deep. Like legit shoving it in my nose, and then putting it back in the paper towel so I don't have to touch it. But everyone has untapped potential. You just have to realize it for yourself. I'm gonna go read those yearbook things. I'm gonna come clean the house. Love y'all. And y'all are God's creation. Remember that. I'm not one.